Right, hold up. Did you know that there are veterans, the very people who fought for our freedom, literally going hungry, while politicians are out there playing footsies under the table? Isn't that right, Ollie? Well, yeah, you might have heard me right. Angry, absolutely starving. Well, today we got a guest who's had enough of the nonsense and is out here doing the work of God with vegan meals. Vegan meals, y'all. Yes, vegan. Stick around because Chef Supreme Dow is in the building, the virtual building. We're going to be talking about how food can be a weapon or a medicine and why he's flipping the script on how we take care of our heroes. Are you excited for it? Are you excited for it, Ollie? I think he's excited for it too. Let's run it.
And we'll be right back. Come with me, let's rap. Take a trip and we back. And we'll be right back. I stand for what you stand for. Hey, I get on the mic and I transform. Follow me on this world tour. The asteroid that you can't avoid. Follow me.
Welcome back to the Transform You Live show. I'm your host, Marcus Hart, bringing you transformative, empowering, and downright necessary conversations that shift the way you see the world and, of course, yourself. Today, we're going to be diving into a topic that's equally part heartbreaking and then also inspiring. We're talking about food insecurity, but not just any food insecurity. This is about our veterans, the same folks who risked their lives and limbs for our freedoms being left behind. Joining me today is Chef Supreme Dow. He's not just a chef, he's a force of nature, a disruptor, and the founder of the Harvest Academy. This guy isn't just serving meals, he's serving purpose, and I can't wait to unpack how he's turning food into medicine and why he's leading with integrity in ways that will inspire us all. So, Chef, welcome to the show.
How you doing, good brother? Glad to be here. I'm looking forward to the dialogue and conversation, you know what I mean? Because it's an important one. It's imperative that the message gets out because, you know, the whole is always greater than the sum of its parts. So if we all can look out, then we all can look good.
Indeed. Well, Chef, let's get into it, man. You know, you went from being a chef to championing food insecurity, especially among our veterans. What was the moment that made you say, enough is enough? This is my fight right now.
Well, I'm from Philly, so I'm not from LA, but like everybody else, you know what I mean? I came to LA with a dream. You know, I told my pop like 25 years ago, I was going to come to LA, be a celebrity chef, do all those different kinds of things. So when I got here, I was fortunate because as soon as I got here, I was right in the mix. So like your India Aries, your Andre 3000, Dwight Howards. I was just cooking and catering events for tons of people. And this is me like 3 months into LA. You feel what I'm saying? So I was fortunate. But then what I realized was as I'm like really getting immersed in these Hollywood parties, these Beverly Hills parties, these Bel Air parties, it's billions and billions and billions of dollars being talked about, being changing hands. And then you go literally a block outside of these certain complexes and you'll find somebody who ain't had $10 in 10 years. You feel me? I just got done feeding 100 millionaires. I go into Starbucks to get a vanilla chai with almond milk. Bro, like, can I get $5 to get something to eat? Like, I'm like, yo, this is goofy. So, and also most people come to LA, they come to take, because they coming to make their things come true. So they got to pull from LA. Like the way karma works, you got to give to receive on a very, very practical level. You feel me? So I figured, you know, I kind of stopped what I was doing. Because I saw when I got here, I was automatically successful. So I could have used that and been greedy and like really just dove into that. But I'm like, you know what? If I give back without getting return, it'd be way more. And it'd be, you know what I mean? Just a lot better on my heart, if you will.
Yeah, that's so powerful, man. You're absolutely right. We got politicians, we got celebrities that are busy making promises while people are out here struggling. And it's like a leaking a faucet, man, with duct tape pump. So,
right.
And when you see the streets of LA, I had the privilege of meeting her over the summer, and yeah, it is a crisis. It's a real crisis, and you know, most people, you know, like you said, they come up to you, you know, they're not looking for a buck to get rich. They're looking for a buck to fill their bellies, and that's crazy, absolutely crazy, you know. And I think people are missing the point here, man. So, you know, with that saying, like, let's talk about the meals you're creating at Harvest Academy. You know, you focus on vegan meals, you know, which, let's be real, you know, probably a lot of us veterans, you know, we're going to give the side about the vegan. So why vegan, and how does the choice impact the health and wellness of the veteran community you serve?
All right, so I can go on the whole spiel of why vegan food is healthier and more imperative for veterans, especially because all the things that they could potentially be dealing with mentally, physically, spiritually, so on and so forth. But there's a saying, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So once they realize I was there giving them food that they can associate with that is really good and it's from the heart, they don't care what I give them. It's to the point where now if it's not vegan food, they're expecting vegan food when they see me. You feel what I'm saying? But I've been also fortunate. I was not fortunate. I was extremely intentional on the kind of and the quality of food that I distributed and talked about. So I do gourmet vegan meals. So meals that you would you have to pay $30 for, $25 for, $50 for at a restaurant. So like my sponsor is Beyond Meat, the biggest vegan distributor, plant-based distributor in the country. They're my number one sponsor. So I have access to their sausages, to their burgers, to their steaks, to whatever they got going on. So I'm getting these meals to these veterans that are sociable. People are gonna be real with you, bro. I'm gonna tell you a little secret. Like, people don't even know what they eating half the time. People just like good food.
Yeah.
They don't know what they eat. They don't know what it's supposed to look like, what it's supposed to taste like. They hoping they can associate with something they've seen before, either in their history growing up or on TikTok. You feel me? So as long as it look good, it's a saying, people eat with their eyes. So if it look good, it tastes good. If you see something like, it could be like bear back, like that joint look like bear rib. So it don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? So I do vegan food because you can't spell accountability without you. You feel me? I will be doing them a disservice. Me personally, not saying anyone else. Knowing what I know, I'll be doing a disservice to be giving them chicken and steak, and it's a complete disservice, man. Like, it's a disservice, and there's no shot to anybody else who's doing it. But for me personally, based on my clear understanding of food, health, what they've been through, because I've gone through it, I understand they need that.
Man, I love it, man. I love that a lot. I love how you broke that down for us because, let's be honest, food is either poison or is medicine. And I'm over here thinking about how much pizza that I've been eating has been poisoning myself lately, You out here changing lives one plant-based plate at a time, and that's legendary. And like you said, it's not so much the title of what it is. It's more about if it's good for you, if it's healthy for you, and how it's prepared. And, and I think that's the most important part. You really got me thinking a little bit more about this. And sure enough, our audience is too. Chef, hold that thought for a minute, because, we're right here at midpoint already. And, we're going to shout out our amazing sponsors for today. So let's check in. We'll be right back. Hey, Holly, you ready to shout out our sponsor today? Well, I am. I'll shout out today's sponsor, and we're going to take this break. I want you to imagine earning every time your friends, family, and neighbors shop online, and even your cat too. Yeah, no need to imagine. This opportunity is real. Join now and start earning for years to come. Hashtag earn while you shop. Hashtag passive income. Hashtag make money online. Get started today and secure the bag, y'all. All right, back to the show. Okay, welcome back, my Transformers. We got the incredible, the amazing Chef Supreme Dow in the building, here the virtual building, of course. And he's, talking to us about some very important things, giving us a spill on some of his experience and some of his expertise in this particular area. Most importantly, we're going to focus in a little bit on the challenges in veteran food security on this next part of the segment here. And Chef, man, you've been working directly with veterans in LA, and I know there must be some unique challenges in addressing the food insecurity problem in this community. What have you observed and what makes it so difficult to get veterans the support they deserve?
To be real with you, bro, the biggest issue is like the people who kind of work or in quote unquote in charge of the veterans. They got too much bravado. They want to be in charge of everything. So like I can't go directly to the vets and give them what they need. I have to go through another person who thinks they know what they need. Like so that's the thing. Like people not understanding like their role and place in life, bro. Like it's cool. Like, so that's probably the biggest thing, like little stuff like that. People, because it's a lot of stuff going on with the West LA VA hospital right now, but a lot of positive things going on. It's a lot of jockeying for position, a lot of bravado. Everybody want to be that person, you know what I mean? Opposed to like just being a master of servants, bro. Like y'all doing too much. So like I wanted to get the veterans a coffee machine, vending machine, and an actual vending machine, because like 300 veterans just got newly housed. They've been asking for it and needed it. I'm a veteran myself. Why can't I give my guys some vending machines and then use those proceeds to keep on feeding them and put more services in there when I'm not doing that for the past 4 years? You know why? Because outsiders were going into the VA and like maximize it and then like just taxing them and pretty much pillaging and raping them for their money. So now regular good people who are actually doing their services, they're using that against me. So not the savages who did it, but the good people who are trying to help. Those laws are coming towards us right now. So it's been difficult in that way. I'm doing minimal stuff, but I literally got tens of thousands of dollars of grant money specifically for the VA and helping the vets. But the VA, certain people are kind of stagnating that process. Like they can have 3 vending machines right now. Literally, they can have a vegan cafe that's free once a week right now. But because they can't find 2 people to staff on Saturdays to come in and do it for me, they're making excuses. You feel what I'm saying? But these brothers, they got nowhere to get. So excuse only give a postcards. I wish I could be there. So it's really that. It's a unique dynamic, bro. But yeah.
Yeah, I really get what you're hitting at, and what you're hitting at is really kind of a nationwide thing. And I don't know if you ever heard of that. Don't say it, show it effect. People like to talk the talk. But where's the action? When it comes to the action, when it comes to doing something, it's like posting thoughts and prayers on a Facebook post, and thinking you changed the world. That ain't cool at all. And that kind of upsets me a great deal, and which is probably, why, I'm starting to attract people like yourself who's really trying to stand in the gap and really find a way to kind of bridge between the two. It's hard, man. It's really tough. It's really tough. What keeps you going, man? Because for some people, this would really frustrate people. This would really, take them back, and they wouldn't want to continue further on the mission.
What keeps me going, so in anything you do, there comes occupational hazard, right? To be great at anything you do, when you embrace that occupational hazard, you usually become extremely, extremely good at that thing and you master that thing. So with human services, with grassroots organizations, with nonprofit, occupational hazard will always be funding, red tape, bigger people trying to get in your way, so on and so forth. So you can let those things be a deterrent, or you could understand because that comes with the territory that I can master that, move forward. And once I do, I'll probably be at a greater position than what I thought I would be. So it's just like, it's a prime example. You said, prime example, human beings who understand that they put their lives in harm's way to serve others, don't harm others. The ones who don't understand that, harm others out of fear. You know what I'm saying? So when you embrace like I'm a chef, so I know I'm going to cut and burn myself, but I'm not going to wear 8 gloves and 18 ovens. I'm just going to do my job, be safe at it, understand it come with the territory, and then probably master it so I'll never cut myself ever because I've mastered the process, if that makes sense.
Man, that makes a ton of sense. Thank you for that. That really put things into a huge perspective and really, give it a clear examination of where your heart is. I think that's very important in what you just highlighted here. And, speaking of just importance, let's pivot a bit. Your recent Veterans Day event, at the West LA VA Medical Center, it sounded like it was straight out of a feel-good movie, man. Really one of those movies, like the part of the movies where things get really emotional. What was it like offering meals in a home like setting, and how did the veterans respond to that type of care?
Yeah, it was every bit amazing, man. It felt good. So we had food for them, dominoes, checkers, chess, playing cards, Uno. Arnold Schwarzenegger pulled up on us, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, so we talked about healthy food. So it was a great, great experience. But that was the microcosm of what I'm trying to offer once a week. So that I'm giving, we're not doing this. I'm not doing this to be performative, like substance. You know, granted, it felt good in that one instance. I wasn't doing it for that. Like you got Thanksgiving and people going down to feed on Thanksgiving for that. So that experience is supposed to be every Saturday of every week for the next 52 weeks. That one experience turns to like actual way of life and quality of life. So these veterans pattern of life start to get back to normalcy again, civiliancy again, because we all got our favorite local restaurants and dive bars and cafes. So why shouldn't they have the same? You feel me? I'm striving to create that experience, not one time, but like every time and all the time.
Man, you preaching now. So like, yeah, they say you from Philly. So man, the greatest form of love is understanding and not just, doing things just so it can be, like you said, performative, or it comes off like not authentic. In fact, man, I might just get that tattooed somewhere, everywhere, because what you're describing is exactly what the world needs more of. We need community, we need fulfillment, and we need love delivered through food, so, and I find that very, very striking and amazing, man. I think, in fact, I'm kind of curious of like, if there's been like a collective effort beyond what you're doing in LA, to maybe try to get this into other parts of the region.
Yeah, so I'm definitely striving. So one of the reasons why I started my nonprofit here in LA as well, too, is because half the world looks to LA. What's going on in LA, what's cool here, people around the world strive to try to emulate and do. So I'm striving to build a business model. Like, I'm a regular dude. I'm a disabled vet, bro. I got 10% disability from the military. Like, I don't have a job. I get literally, 10%. That's all I get, bro. So I don't have a job.
Not much.
You feel me? So if I can do this at the level in which I'm doing it by myself, you feel me? Then there are pockets of people and groups of people who can do it everywhere and won't lose anything. So listen, there's a saying, and no one in the history of man has ever gone broke giving back. You feel me? There's also a saying like, I'm just a man pushing a rock up a mountain. When you give back, bro, it ain't just a man. It's the whole community pushing a rock up a mountain. You feel me? That's the difference. We out here one singular pushing a rock up a mountain. Bro, get your community, feed your community, make them strong. So they helping you push that rock. So when you get to the top, they holding you up there. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm just striving to build a formula that can be done anywhere. Like if you were anywhere, we got VAs everywhere. So that means we got VA resources everywhere, VA funding. So everything I'm getting or doing, you could go and get a land lease agreement, apply for a land lease agreement so you can do it. You can do that any VA around the country. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing to take $300 to feed 500 people. Be real with you, bro. 100-pound bag of rice is like $17. 100-pound bag of rice, that feeds like 600 people. Then you add the little dirty rice for them. Like, that's...
Wow.
We spend more on like sneakers. Like we spend more on sneakers in real time.
Yeah.
And it's not wrong. I'm not throwing shade. Listen, I got Yeezys too. I'm not throwing shade. But I feed 15 people, that don't even matter. What I'm saying is, I think you get what I'm saying. Like, so it's not hard. Yeah. And if it is hard for you, that's why you have me. Because $5 feeds one person a gourmet vegan meal. So if you want to do it, don't know how, Instagram, the concierge kitchen, all that kind of stuff. Get at me and I'll happily do it for you. And that's your good thing. You can feel good about it. I'll do it in your name so you can puff your chest up because you earned that.
Wow. Hey, man, like that, thinking about just like how my grandma used to just put together with whatever was in the refrigerator or in the cabinet, that's incredible, man. That's like, that takes me back and like, it makes me think about like, some of them days when, I was coming out of college and, I had to put a meal together, man. It's like you said, it's not that hard. And I think a lot of the red tape, a lot of, egos is really getting in the way of really being able to feed people and feed them, like just the way Jesus did, when he took 2 loaves and a fish and fed multitudes to the crowd. And that's kind of what I see you as, man. It's like, you doing the Jesus thing. And so, Chef, man, before we wrap up, let's talk legacy a little bit. I want to talk legacy a little bit. your 10K meals across the LA initiative is incredible. You know, so how do you see this, you know, serving not just as a model for like food insecurity, but also how it might address the physical and the mental health challenges that come with it? Because we all know if your belly is empty, you're going to feel like crap. And we see this playing out in the urban community a lot.
Right, right. So I'll say it this way. You said it earlier, food is either poison or it's medicine, and there's no middle ground. You feel me? So if you go from eating, just on a very practical level, if you go from eating almost nothing to the worst of the worst, to the highest quality, you will see that spike and jump, especially if it's consistent every day. Or, you know what I mean? You're going to see that if you go from the worst to the best, there's going to be a difference. And that's why I'm providing the highest quality vegan meals. I try to give really, really good stuff. So that, for example, our veterans who were stubborn before are like excited for what I'm bringing next. I can bring them a killing. It don't even matter what I'm bringing. They know it's going to be lit. It's going to be good. They're going to feel good. So it doesn't matter because they literally feel their energy is different from week to week. You know what I'm saying? So the attitude, energy, how they come into the even usually become, they just like, you know, or like, you know, dudes is grumpy or whatever. They come in positive now. They come in jovial, like the energy within itself, the energy they bring in to come get that life because the food is giving them life. So they're coming with life to receive more life, opposed to coming docile or agitated just to eat, to be more docile and agitated.
And man, I'm telling y'all, man, listen, if Chef can do this with just, you know, like starting with like about $200 or less, you know, I don't see what everybody's excuse is out here, you know. Man, Chef, you are an inspiration, you're a leader, and let's be honest, you're a bit of a superhero out here, man. You're one of the Avengers.
Appreciate you, big dog, man. Like, listen, same thing. Like you're amazing as well, good brother, because you're allowing stories to be told and be exposed to people who need to hear. So like you equally as great, my guy.
Man, indeed. So man, I thank you for sharing your journey today, your wisdom and your heart with us today. And is there anything else that you want to like lend to our listeners before, you know, we wrap this up a little bit?
Yeah, you can't spell accountability without you. Also, only person cooler than you is you tomorrow.
Nice. So man, so if we took that and we put that in a pot, man, and like we have the best gumbo ever. So the world's greatest gumbo. I love it. Everything you gave us today is something to give us more life. So man, we're inspired. And so to my listeners, viewers, subscribers out there, don't just be inspired, be the change in your own communities. Chef Dow has showed us what's possible when you lead with purpose. He's given us the blueprint today. So until next time, my friends, many blessings, peace, and lots of love. We're out.
Peace, bro. Holla at you. Thank you.
I stand for what you stand for. I'm at your door like the landlord. I can see the future, yeah, I fast forward. I get on the mic and I transform. Follow me, I'm in rare form. Follow me on this world tour. The asteroid that you can't avoid.